Let's punch in this morning. 2027, Tinubu and Atiku Obi weigh ex-governors for campaign and DG roles. 2027, Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi weigh ex-governors for campaign and DG roles. He has the following riders: Ozodima Almakura Tambuwal among frontrunners for presidential campaign DGs. INEC opens 2027 presidential campaign August 19. Obi may pick campaign DG from Southwest. That's yet another rider to that story on The Punch this morning. APC and ADC, as well as the NDC, to unveil presidential campaign teams next week. APC, ADC, and NDC to unveil presidential campaign teams next week. Also, beside that, Tinubu to review state police bills September 3. In fact, it's one of our big conversations on the program this morning, and you do not want to miss out on it. Labour gives federal government August 11 ultimatum over wage award. And guess what? This is even different from the ultimatum that's been issued by the National Association of Resident Doctors. So now we have Labour who say they're giving the federal government till August 11 to address the issue of the wage award. 30 years after Atlanta Gold have not been rewarded. This is coming from Bonfrere, a little bit of sports there. And you could see the picture of the Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oborevori, His Excellency, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, and the Managing Director and CEO of Premium Trust Bank, Mr. Emmanuel Efe. During the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026. We'll be unpacking some of the conversations that happened at that summit much later in the program as well. And finally, on The Punch this morning, just somewhere at the top strip, storm over fake agency probe as reps prepare final report. And there's a picture of Abbas just beside that headline. They had started some of that probe sometime last week or more than last week, and they've had the pleasure of questioning some of the heads of the different agencies who've been mentioned in this whole saga. Well, ultimately, what's going to be the outcome? What's going to be the judgment, so to say, that will be delivered by the House of Reps Committee? What's going to be the final report and the call to action for the relevant law enforcement agencies? Nigerians are waiting. But that's all we have for you on The Punch this morning.
From The Punch newspaper, we take it over to the Vanguard newspaper for today, August 4th, 2026. The Vanguard newspaper, leading story: Nigerians' quality of life took us to Tinubu, Onaikon says. The writer to that story says we are done talking, tells president to govern better. The stories are on page 9 of the Vanguard. Now above the nameplates, FCC PC seeks uniform consumer protection as state open electricity market, page 19. 2027, Nigerians not Obasanjo's will decide election, ADC. 2027, Nigerians not Obasanjo will decide election, ADC says, page 9. Economic Summit, Shettima, Okonjo-Iweala, and Lumelu, others seek investment for Delta State, page 10 of the Vanguard. I pity Tinubu, but more concerned for Nigeria, Olawepo Hashim says. It's on page 49. And then the picture speak on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper at Delta Economic Summit. From left to right, we have the Minister of Finance, a coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Taiwo Yedele, Kenya Pan-African legal scholar and guest speaker, Professor Patrick Lumumba. And we have Chairman of Harris Holden Group, Mr. Tony Elumelu, Chairman of the Summit, and renowned geologist, Mr. Austin Avuru, Director General of the World Trade Organization, and keynote speaker, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Delta State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevori, Vice President Kashim Shettima, Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Soludo, Brazilian Ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Carlos Also, Delta State Deputy Governor Samande Oyeme and the immediate past governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, during the opening session of the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026 held in Asaba yesterday. Forms a part of the papers this morning and syndicated across all papers now. But then, PFIPC, allow me testify, I'm being made scapegoat. Adeyemi says, seeks administrative clearance to appear before reps panel. It's on page 5. NEC approves refinancing of $3.3 billion project Gazelle to optimize cost, unlock additional liquidity. It's on page 49. APC, Adeleke, clash over notorious criminals protection. Oyebamiji unveils 100-day agenda, target workers' welfare. Page 25. What Tinubu told me after staff member died in my residence, Umahi. Page 45 of the Vanguard newspaper. And of course, Mr. and Mrs. is right by the side of the Vanguard newspaper. But that's the Vanguard for this morning.
We paid 50 million naira to secure KB George's release. This is coming from the family. We paid 50 million naira to secure KB George's release. The family of a KB State High Court judge, Justice Farouk Hassan Bunza, who was kidnapped from his residence, has confirmed paying 50 million ransom to secure his release. Well, what does this imply? There's details of that story on page 3. And residents on the streets after a trailer conveying cattle overturned somewhere in Gombe metropolis. There's a headline that says, State Police Bill ready for Tinubu's review, September 3. 2027, Makinde, Fayemi, Oyelola meet Obasanjo. Oshun Adeleke seeks president's intervention on killings. A phantom council, ICPC, concludes a probe. Those are some of the headlines. In fact, that's all the headline that we have on Daily Trust this morning.
On the Guardian newspaper, we have the leading story. Post-reforms, federal government orders pass burden of economic growth, stability to state governors. It's on page 6 of the Guardian. And another story on the front page, Senate threatens sanctions as CBN, NUPRC, NDDC orders shun committee. Page 3. 767 factories shot, 335 others in distress under Tinubu's watch. Atiku alleges. Page 3 as well. Nigerians, others lose $484 million to cyber attacks as Interpol warns of an AI influence. Page 5 of The Guardian. JAMB to go paperless as unveils 5-year transition roadmap. The picture of the newly appointed INEC is right there. And also, federal government rallies public input on state police as report says death toll hits 5,091 in Q2. Page 6. Enugu church abduction shows no Nigerian is safe, Obi warns. Oshun polls, I am not under pressure, but don't trust police, says Adeleke. It's on page 7. Falano demands probe of suspicious death, warns against cover-ups. It's on page 29. Shore ignites controversy over Tinubu's educational status. It's on page 5. And the pictures speak on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. We have the Ekiti State Deputy Governor, Chief Mrs. Monishade Abuye, and then Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Abiodun Oyebanji, special guest of honor, former Governor of Ekiti State, Chief Ayodele Fayose, and governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2022 election, BC Kolawole, during the commissioning of the Ayodele Fayose Lodge, named in honor of the former governor at the Government House Complex at Ekiti yesterday. Those are the stories you can read up on the front page of the Guardian newspaper.